Okay.
I'm live.
Yes, just you. My end is pre-recorded. It's our first time back live in a while. So of course we had to retake the thumbnail.
Right. And even
I
then,
surprised you. Like, don't you remember you had to pose for the thumbnail?
Yeah. And even then, I kind of regret my final choice, but just going. But
no, that's the standby one. That's the go-to. Like, what do I do here? So I think the first time we took it, actually, the first time we took it, actually, I think I was sitting there like this, and you were just like. But I was like, maybe I should actually pose with the things that we're giving away on here. We got another Patreon. Hey, chat. Another Patreon contest that we got going on. If you want to enter our contest, click on the links. Go to patreon.com/theCinemaSnob, where this time you can get this signed Harley Quinn Birds of Prey Geeky Tiki that we got, as well as our signed comic book as well. We've autographed them too. We'll talk more about that at the end of the video.
Did you just say Birds of Prey?
Did I?
Oh man, that was cray.
The Asylum knockoff Birds of Cray. I actually looked to see if there was an. What did I do with my other glove? I actually looked to see if there was an Asylum knockoff of this movie.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was for Suicide Squad.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was like Sinister Squad, and it was public domain characters. So it was like, I don't know, like Little Red Riding Hood teams up with Jack Sprat or something, and a bunch of other characters to fight the big bad wolf. I mean, the Three Little Pigs might be in there somewhere.
Well, now I want to see it.
Oh, it's probably one of those where it's more fun to just describe the movie. I've not seen that. We actually almost had we almost saw this at an advanced screening like a few nights ago, but it was already booked up when we got there.
Right?
I really.
What the hell's up with that? You
weren't in line like I was, so I really hope that the 2 3-year-olds who were standing in front of me enjoyed this movie. I really hope they identified with the multiple face peelings in the movie,
and the F-bombs and the cursing and the drug use. And
I mean, granted, I was going to see movies like this in the theater too when I was growing up. So who am I want to talk? Really, I'm not here to pass judgment necessarily. And the multiple knee breakings and all that in the film. Are you watching us live right now?
No.
You don't have to. We're right here, dude. For us, this has always been live. They're just seeing it later. So, did you see Suicide Squad?
I did.
What did you think of Suicide Squad?
It was okay. It was all right. I mean, I think it had a lot of Will Smith influence in it. Obviously,
no, it had a lot of studio influence in it. Well, I don't know how much of that was Will Smith.
Well, okay. Jesus Christ, Jerrid Leto is a terrible Joker.
I thought the movie was Suicide Squad. Yeah. I thought Suicide Squad was okay. I didn't have the hate hard on for it like a lot of other critics did. Same. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was structurally a mess. You could tell that they kind of took a hatchet job to it in editing and that there were a lot of obvious reshoots going on. But while it was a mess, certainly, it wasn't a boring mess. And it did have personality.
Yeah.
It did also have Will Smith carrying a lot of it. And Jerrid Leto, was bad, but also only in like 15 minutes of the movie.
Exactly. So at least it was small doses. Yeah.
He's in this like very small doses in that
I didn't even notice.
Well, that's because in the opening animated credits, there's the Joker, but it's not his Joker.
Right.
In the animated opening. Yeah. Although later on, when it's showing like her drawings of him, it's the Jerrid Leto Joker. Okay. And there were some shots. There was like one shot, I think, that was reused from Suicide Squad where you saw like his profile.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I did see like a silhouette.
Yeah, you'd see that a couple times. You had a Boomerang cameo in there when she was in the police station and there was the wanted sign. And she was like, oh, I know that guy.
Oh.
And it was Boomerang.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, that happened so quickly and I was just kind of and I was just kind of like,
I got a chuckle out of that.
Oh, okay.
I did, because I really liked Boomerang and Suicide Squad. Did you go into this, since you were, I don't know, okay-ish with Suicide, did you have any feelings necessarily going into this one?
You know something, Harley Quinn is just everywhere right now, and
just right now?
Well, more so.
How many conventions have we been to?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever go to the convention where we played cosplay bingo? And we always had Harley Quinn as the center one. I think we alternated between that and Deadpool, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, Spider-Man. Now Diva from Overwatch.
I wouldn't recognize. Whenever I'm at a con and I see something I don't recognize, I just assume it's from an anime.
Yeah. I mean,
or maybe
Overwatch might as well be an anime. Yeah, so yeah. I mean.
No, I was looking forward to this going in, because I just really look forward to the DC movies a lot now.
Really?
I do. And it's not that I don't like the Marvel movies. I certainly do. But I tend to leave a lot of those feeling like, yeah, that's what I thought it would be going into it. Whether it's the last handful of Marvel movies that have been out, I leave totally satisfied, certainly, and they certainly do a great job of building and maintaining that universe.
Yeah.
But I pretty much feel like I get the movie I expect going in, whereas lately with a lot of the DC movies, I don't know, I like the chances that they take more, whether it's this or Joker, which I really liked. Joker or Aquaman, which I love.
Right, yeah. So here's the thing. I definitely like how DC, since it's not Disney, you know, it tends to be a little more adult. And so all gritty, dark and everything. So I like that, you know, that's cool. But I'm just a through and through Marvel fan. I mean, I grew up reading the comics, you know.
Certainly.
I mean, hell, when we saw the trailer for New Mutants, I was like, fun fact, Ileana is Colossus's sister.
Fun fact, they're not that new.
Yeah, right. They're not that new. They're not that new.
Thanks. But I mean, as far as the movies go, I'm just way more interested to see what this studio does next. Again, especially after the chances they took with Joker and this movie as well.
And Wonder Woman.
Oh, Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman, which I really, really dug.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for the second Wonder Woman movie. This movie I did have a lot of fun with.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much you liked it, but I had a pretty good time in this flick.
All right. I didn't hate it. I also wasn't like, woo, you know, I don't know. I was just kind of there.
I liked Joker better. I liked Aquaman better. I probably liked Shazam. I probably liked Shazam better.
Right.
But this...
Haven't seen those movies.
Oh, okay.
But they do look good. All of them look really, really good.
This movie's got problems, certainly. Yeah. But overall, I was entertained by it. Like, I was really digging the characters of this movie, the sense of humor that it had. I like how Margot Robbie found a good balance between being knowing when to not get too annoying.
Right.
Like, because there could be times when it's like, this could go one step farther and this would be nails on the chalkboard annoying, like something like Tank Girl.
Yeah.
But she's good enough to like almost get there a couple of times.
Right. And then
but no enough to
pull it back
and make it pretty funny. Like there's a funny arc in it involving an egg sandwich. And which really actually made me want an egg sandwich very bad when I was watching it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was cute. I thought that was endearing. And you're right. I want an egg sandwich now.
And Ewan McGregor is having the time of his
he
life
totally
in this movie. Ewan McGregor is playing this part of this Black Mask. He is playing this part like he's this coked out Miami Vice villain crossed with like a Godfrey Ho villain with a little bit of Jason Bateman thrown in there. Like, he was stealing these scenes.
He really was.
He's having a blast. He's villaining and a half in this film.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yes.
He was making up for really how not good Joker was, the Jared Leto's Joker was in Suicide Squad.
Oh, somebody's...
Oh, I'll get it later.
Okay.
No, yeah, he was having a great time in this movie.
Yeah.
I loved seeing him on screen. He is a great villain. He gives you something to root for these characters for. Yeah. To get this guy, because this dude is sadistic, sitting there watching people getting their faces peeled with popcorn and
good
shit.
Lord.
I liked how, at its heart, it was also kind of a breakup movie.
Yeah,
because it all starts with her and the Joker breaking up.
Yeah.
And the fallout that's happening after that, and because they're not together anymore, it means so many people want her dead.
Right.
And you're given these pretty funny graphics throughout the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Showing...
Which kind of I don't know. I wasn't sure like how to take that, because they kind of did a little bit of that in the Suicide Squad, and it also kind of reminded me of like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Yes, but done way better than Yoga Hosers did. God. They would flash up these title cards that show why a particular person wants her dead.
Yeah.
And we were joking too last week about rhythm section and that thing I think we both hate in movies, where it'll open with a random scene and go 8 months earlier.
And this movie did that too.
Yes, but this one did it funny.
I suppose.
This one, it seemed like it was part of the joke, because it shows a scene and then says 4 seconds earlier.
That was like cool. That was pretty funny.
That's clearly meant to be a joke. Like that's not. We need something to put at the beginning of this movie because of someone's short attention span watching Netflix. That felt like that it was a joke, like that it was already part of this movie.
Yeah.
Plus, the rest of the movie is also kind of doubling back in time and doing a lot of flashbacks throughout the rest of the film.
It's just like like we've said before. I just think movies need to stop doing that, because
unless it's integral to what it's doing, unless it's part of the style of it,
I suppose.
Like, or in this case, how it was clearly a joke.
Well, right, but I also kind of felt, nobody can deny that Pulp Fiction is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But the way that the story is told, I was, I honestly kind of had a little bit of a problem with that. I was like, God, why do they keep going back? And now we're following Bruce Willis. And
because it's 3 different stories.
I suppose
it's not a linear film,
right? But I feel like, like I said, I feel like this movie and a few others are guilty of trying to imitate that.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Oh
no. Birds of Prey is guilty of trying to imitate Pulp Fiction like that, in that way, is what I mean.
This I felt more like it was kind of trying to do a Deadpool thing, where it's kind of jumping back and doubling back on origins and doing a lot of flashbacks in that regard. Personally, I didn't get a Pulp Fiction vibe from this, because it's not like it's...
Yeah.
If it was like 4 different stories and each one is focusing on a different member, I guess, of the Birds of Prey, then sure. This felt more structurally like it. I would compare. Not that I like this movie as much as this other movie, but I would compare this more to Kill Bill than I would, in a good way, not like shitty Kill Bill we saw last week with rhythm section. But I will say that, like, they do lean on the flashbacks pretty hard in this.
Yeah.
To the point to where, like, there was one time where I wasn't sure if we were still in a flashback or if we were all caught up.
Right. I mean, I will say at least you had her voiceover track to kind of let you know if they were caught up or not, or she might cut in and be like, "Hold on, let me talk a little more about this," you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would do that, like a movie like Deadpool, like a lot of movies like this do.
Yeah. There's a meme actually that shows Deadpool and Harley meeting up for the first time, and they're like, really? Wait, you're me, and they're like, want to make out?
Again, pretty sure that's something I saw at a convention. The hell's the table across from us doing? Are they supposed to be selling like gutters and shit? Sorry, I did conventions where we were across from a guy who was there selling gutters.
Literally?
Yes. Wow. I think I got some pictures of it on our Instagram. Like it's okay. The second day he came in and he was wearing a Superman cape. That'll work.
Yeah. Super gutters.
I mean, they call that like. I don't mean to pretend like I'm an expert on this source material. I'm not, but. If you're going into this expecting it to be like an ensemble film, because it's Birds of Prey, it's really not. It's a Harley Quinn movie.
Right.
Like exactly. The others...
As a matter of fact, the actual Birds of Prey don't show up until like when the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, they're in it off and on early on. If anyone gets... the most screen time other than Margot Robbie, it's Rosie Perez.
Yes.
And I liked that. I like seeing Rosie Perez back in something, and two, playing a hard-ass cop.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. She was really good in the movie. But in terms of them being like this team or whatever, it's really not until like the last act of this movie that this movie really is primarily a Harley Quinn movie.
Right.
And like I said, she carries this movie well. It's funny. It does, as far as the plot of the movie goes, I mean, it's really not that deep. It's like a typical MacGuffin kind of plot where they're after a diamond, and I feel like I've seen a lot of anti-hero movies where a lot of the plot is hinged on them protecting some kid, whether it's Deadpool 2 or Logan even, or I mean, that's I can name several movies that do this, and this one also kind of does that too, or not kind of, it does do that. So while the story and everything isn't really the deepest in the world or the most original in the world, right. They do punch that up a lot with the way that it's edited. It is an entertaining movie. I thought it was funny.
I kind of got this vibe like there was, and I don't know, there was so much like action and fight scenes. I was almost starting to wonder if I was watching fight porn. Do you think it might have crossed into that fight porn category? Or
nah, I've seen, not for me, but I mean, I've seen movies where literally the whole thing is a giant fight. So no, I didn't notice any more.
You didn't think it was excessive?
Not really.
Okay.
Like, not for me, at least. Like, it didn't have any more or less fighting in it than a typical movie like this, I thought. Like, you know what this movie kind of was to me? A way better version of that recent Charlie's Angels movie that was out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you missed that one.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did. That looked awful.
And you didn't even see it.
Yeah, thank God.
And you're like, I piss on that movie.
That trailer was enough to be like, oh, I'm glad. Brad's like, oh, I'm gonna go see Charlie's Angels, and I'm like, oh no, Brad,
you're sad? I'll take you, man.
Nope.
I'll take you to see Charlie's Angels.
No, I'm good.
Speaking of trailer, though, I wonder if this will be the best movie I see this year that features the last shot in the movie in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Don't spoil what it is, but I'm like, it's gonna be the last shot of the movie, isn't it? It is. Sometimes, the movie's not always. Sometimes you're that last King Arthur movie where the last shot was in the trailer. That movie was terrible. Other times, like, I really liked Judy a lot, and that ending was in the trailer. This movie is the Judy of this year. It is just like the Academy Award nominated biopic on Judy Garland. Would you recommend? I think I like this movie better than you did. Like, what are some issues that you had with it?
You know, I felt like it was fight porn. I had also.
Is that why you were jerking off halfway through?
Yeah.
I just thought it was because we were in the RPX theater. I thought that's what that vibration was.
Those vibrating chairs. Ooh.
We need movie theaters to be just like those hotel beds where you put a quarter in there, made the bed start shaking.
No, let's see. Of course, the whole like plot jumping around felt like
there was
Pulp Fiction.
There was a little too much of that,
or trying to be Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that was about it. So she gets a hyena, and what I liked about that was there were scenes where it looked like they actually used a hyena.
Really? That all looked CGI to me.
Some of them were CGI, yeah, but like I don't know, maybe if like they did use a real hyena, like maybe they used the hyena in front of a green screen and just superimposed him.
I mean, admittedly, it looked better than that dog in the Call of the Wild movie coming out. Have you gotten that trailer yet?
I guess I haven't.
Dude, watch that trailer. Oh, Harrison Ford and a CGI dog doing Call of the Wild. Harrison Ford can be like, "We're good friends, aren't we?" And the dog's like,
Oh.
No. But I mean, in this one, she fed a dude to that hyena.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
I mean, like, to compare it to the other DC movies, like I said, like, I thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much as Joker. I liked, like I said, I liked Aquaman better. I probably liked Shazam better. This has got one of my favorite villains of the recent DC movies. I'll say that. Before it goes away again, let me take a look at the super chats that we got right here. I was worried for a sec because the question went away. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat question. Holly Blue Agitated. Brad, whatever you do, don't show life itself to Jerrid if he has a problem with the plot jumping around like Pulp Fiction. Dude, I forgot about that movie, man. That movie sucks. That movie started with Samuel Jackson narrating it, going, "You see, like in a movie script," and then a person gets hit by a car, and Samuel Jackson goes, "Oh, I'm out," and then he's not in the rest of the movie.
Well,
it's awful, dude.
At least he saw himself out.
He did, yeah. Brian Ajax Winter. Did you know the guy who's writing Black Adam, The Rock's DC film, also wrote The Road Chip? See, we are in good hands in that movie. The Road Chip, good enough to open opposite Force Awakens. How excited are you based on this information? Oh, dude, I'm going to start jerking off right now. I mean, I'll have to look and see what else the guy has written, because really, what can you do with the road chip? I loved being in that line at the movie theater where it was like Force Awakens was out that weekend, so there's a line and there's everybody getting Force Awakens tickets. Gets to my dumbass, 2 for the road chip.
Who were you with again?
Oh, God, I can't remember.
Was that Dave or was that...
No, I was seeing kids' movies then. It might have been Jake. I see so many of these damn movies. No, I thought this was fun. I thought it was an entertaining flick. Plus, it's like the only thing out this weekend.
No,
I got it easy this
and don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it. I wasn't like, this was good. I didn't have a huge problem with it, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Would you recommend seeing it in the theater?
Oh yeah.
Or waiting for video?
Oh no. No. Especially if you are a Harley Quinn fan, if you're one of those people that goes to conventions, you know who you are, and you cosplay as Harley Quinn, we know who you are.
I'm right here.
Up. See, now you got to come to C2E2 so you can see Brad cosplaying as Harley Quinn.
You'll be very disappointed because I'll be dressed as my usual schlubby self. We will be at C2E2 though. Come check us out there and go.
Did I say Harley Quinn? I said
I Harley Quinn.
That's what they just said. A few people are like, Harley Quinn?
See, it is easy to mess up the title of this. It's a long title.
Harley Quinn.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. That's the whole title. Birds of Prey and the Englishman who went up a hill and came down a mountain. Okay, if you go to patreon.com/thecinemasnob, you become a contributor for us over there. We do these contests all the time. Click on the links in the description. There's the geeky tiki that we got right there. You have my signature on the side. Stay tuned for Birds of Prey 2 Land's End. I didn't have long to come up with something.
And then mine is a spoiler. Harley was dead the whole time.
That's not a spoiler. We did miss the post credits though. Let's see. We've also got this Harley Quinn comic where I wrote tattoo Brad Jones. On the side we got from Jerrid, not Leto. So those will be part of the contest over there. I'll throw in a signed copy of another Cinema Snob movie as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's very nice to be back doing this live.
Yeah, now you don't have to, go home and take it off your camera and upload it.
Well, I say if you prefer watching these pre-recorded, there still will be some that are pre-recorded because the parking garage that we shoot in over at my place sometime, there ain't enough of a signal in that parking garage to do live streaming.
I can believe it. All that cement.
So anytime I'm watching something at home, it'll have to be pre-recorded. But out here, we'll be back doing this live again. So, okay, everyone, thanks a bunch for watching. And I haven't used this app in a while, so I'm like, okay, I shut it off over there. Have a great weekend.
Real quick, what's next weekend? Sonic?
Oh, Sonic. Sonic.
Gotta go fast.
The photograph. I feel like there's something else that we got a trailer for in front of this. I can't remember, but the most important thing is that it's Sonic the Hedgehog. Fantasy
Island. Okay, yeah.
The Fantasy Island's next week too. All right, everyone. Take care.